flexibility, stretching, extend yourself. Well, first, when you talk about stretching, you need to understand the idea of warming up. Those kind of exercise you do before starting a class. Well, first of all, you need to understand that in classical martial art, whatever the yuha, whatever the style, doesn't exist. Warming up doesn't exist. And nowadays, every yuha that does warming up, even in the kendo and things like that, they are things taken from sports in order to fit or to help to practice. In classical martial art, there is no warming up exercise. There is this aspect of tanren, conditioning and reinforcement. So every movement you do in daily life needs to support the needs you need to apply the technique. So you're going to have to work your body in order to be able to be flexible, to be precise, to be shaped, but at the same time to not show that you practice martial art, that you practice those kind of techniques. Because in the world of warrior, in the world of like the 14th century, 15th century, 16th century, showing that you're strong can be good, but can be also a problem. You can be a very easy target. You cannot show that you have a certain kind of ability. A ninja cannot say, I'm a ninja and jumping like etc. and doing things like they might recognize it. So you need always to hide the aspect of knowledge you have of art of fighting. You're a master, you're known as a master, but we don't know how deep you can fight unless we don't see it completely, unless we don't show it, the master show it. That's a very important thing. So you cannot have also two kind of exercise, like something to warm up the body and something for practice martial art. You can't divide the practice. You need to have everything, one thing that support what you want to build, what you want to do. So some people might practice yoga, nowadays some people might practice stretching, good, but as long as it doesn't make your practice better, for example, there is some people who are very good in yoga, very good in flexibility, but when you ask them to kick and to stand, to keep the foot in a certain level and do the same movement, they cannot, because this requires a certain kind of flexibility and a certain kind of work on the ligament and the muscle as well. And at the same time, some people can rise very well, lift the legs, but they cannot do flexibility because here again, it's different kind of muscle working. That's why you can say there is two kind of flexibility. There is dynamic flexibility and static flexibility. Then after, there is the flexibility you need for the martial art. You need for the art you practice, whatever the you are. So about this flexibility things, the word on itself in Japanese, you have many words. For example, you have the word of Junan, like the Junan Taiso. The word on itself, you don't find it before Meiji area. It's something created with the foreign influence. The kanji you use in Japanese mainly are like, for example, yawarakai, yawaragu, kanji of wa also, which express not only flexibility, but at the same time, it's the image of the branch, the image of something that take the weight but doesn't break, something that bends, something that also fit, something that adapts. And this image of the nature, this image of the bamboo, that's the idea we have behind the things of yawarakai, of jujutsu, judo, and also the other kanji, because the other kanji of wa, yawaragu, very interesting kanji, like for example the wa of wadoryu, it's used also for jujutsu. Why? Because this wa that means also peace. We think that everything that bend, everything that fit, everything that accept the situation means that it can be in balance. By being balanced, you in harmony, you're synchronized. So your body needs to be synchronized. Your body needs to follow the flow, needs to be part of the flow, to become the flow. And for that, of course, because the body is constituted of 70% of water, and everything inside is not made to be like a rock. You just need to see the internal organ, you just need to see the muscle. You can get harder, you can get stiff, but still the body nature, look, flesh, blood, certain kind of liquids. So we are not made of rock. We are not like a tree. We are very weak. The body is weak. But I think is great strength. It's to understand the weakness. So you have to understand the weakness, which is also another aspect of the flexibility, because flexibility is weak, but strong, deep, because all this different weakness add to a deep weakness makes something stronger. So flexibility, very important, but being flexible and being stiff in the mind, it's unlogical. You have all the flexibility needs also to support on a certain vision, a certain way of looking things. By stretching means to stretch your mind, to stretch yourself. Then after there is different kind of exercise. You need to understand that flexibility can be not good for the body if you don't do it in the right way. You have to listen your body. That's what I mean by weakness. Know your weakness. Study your weakness, understand your weakness, understand the nature of the weakness of your body. Like this, you understand the weakness of your psychology. From that, you can see what is strong, what can be re-strengthened, reinforced, etc. So in that case, practicing flexibility is very important. Now, when we look certain picture of Ueshiba Sensei, the way he sits at a certain age, can see a certain kind of flexibility. We have also certain accounts from different people who have met Takeda Sokaku. They even said about him that the man was very flexible. True or not, we don't know. It's always depend of the man, how flexible he was and what is the nature or the definition you have of the word flexibility and stretching. In the case of Hatsumi Sensei, like Takamatsu Sensei, even now at 80 years old, a lot of people have have witnessed the kind of flexibility, the fact of going lower like that, split the legs at 80 years old. Flexibility is a proof of a certain kind of healthy of the body, how the body can be healthy, how the tendon can work. But at the same time, the muscle needs to be strong too. You need to muscle and flexibility that fit together. So it's a kind of not perfect balance, but in a certain way, a certain kind of balance that allow you to always support the movement you're looking for. You need a certain flexibility for certain kind of kick. You need a certain flexibility in order to sit like that, to kick like this, to move. You need a certain kind of flexibility add to a certain beauty, because flexibility include also a beauty, include also synchronization of the movement. Flexibility without synchronization, no. I mean, everyone on earth doesn't like the ballet or the classical dance. But when you look the way they do and the grace in the movement, slowly, surely, and even when it goes fast, it's still slow. There is a certain kind of beauty, which, of course, this is connected to that kind of phrase, the slow is smooth, the smooth is invisible. In the case of the practice, everyone thinks that martial arts should be done or the technique should be done fast. Actually, the more you're doing fast, the damage you receive are faster in both cases. I think, like the word flow, which is really similar to the word slow, I think a flow is slow. You don't really see it because it's a flow. And the flexibility is based on that.